What's up? All right, we live. What's going on? All right, we just wait for a couple people to get in here. 1 or 2 people. Then I'm gonna go ahead and start. All right. Hope everyone's having a great day. Here where I'm at, Durham, North Carolina. It's been raining. It was raining a lot today, and it was just pretty heavy. A lot of heavy pouring rain, and it was just it was good. They got this thing called what's it called? Joe Pera talks you to sleep, and basically it was a scene in there. Joe Pera, it's another one called Joe Pera talks you back to sleep, and basically he was like looking at rain and looking at thunderstorms, and lightning is one of Earth's delicacies. So granted, that's where I come to the time and just listen to the rain and shit. What's good, Kamal? What's poppin'? Peace and love to you, bro. Shout out to Kamal. Kamal, one of the first people that introduced me to a different type of thought, a higher thought form. And Kamal was one of the ones that was really woke before a lot of people, in my experience. It's good, bro. And he helped me out with my first radio show, OG Keep It 100. And from there, you feel me, I think he went back to DC. And I continued to go on with your online underground radio show with Sierra. What's her name? What's the last name? Ciance. Can't think of it. Oh, Sierra Mason. Yep. Shout out to Sierra Mason. Shout out to the subconscious community. Shout out to my family, friends, my partners. And shout out to my, just my people, man. Shout out to God's people, God's children. We all His children. Shout out to the world. Shout out to the universe. All right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead. What's good, bro? Oh yeah, you already know, man. Shit, shoot, ain't nothing but the season, bro. You feel me? Just gotta get through it, man. You feel me, man? Come back to Durham one time. Shit, holla at me, man. We got homecoming coming up, so come on, shit, holla at me. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get on started. Today we're gonna be talking about, and it's gonna be a short video, NoFap, and this is my 60-day update. I gotta title this NoFap 60-day update. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and begin. What is NoFap? NoFap is a community, an online community that promotes and advocates no porn, no masturbation, and no orgasm. And basically out of this, NoFap is over here talking to men of all ages and basically saying that whenever you look at these graphic images, whenever you look at these erotic images, these explicit images, your body is triggered. Your body is taking a response to it that you're unaware of. So your dopamine and your serotonin, which are your chemical messages in your body, basically giving you the feeling of glee, happiness, gaiety, it's like a call and response type of thing. Whenever something good happens in your life, your serotonin, your dopamine is produce more. Whenever something bad happens in your life, your serotonin and your dopamine is decreased. So basically, it's just a call and response type of thing. So whenever we look at these erotic images, our dopamine and our serotonin are greatly depleted, immensely depleted. So with that being said, after the fact, we start to go through life and we start to conduct a lifestyle and conduct ourselves at a vibrational level, which is very mundane. It can be lower to others that don't necessarily look at those. And in this lifetime, the whole game of life is to harness as much energy as you can. So whenever you start to harness as much energy, as for men, we can deplete it just as easy as we can harness it. That's why, women are different from men. That's why they are more so, aka more abundant than how we can be. We might have a easier way to access a scarce mindset, a limited mindset provided because we can easily, whenever we feel stressed or whenever we feel, things, could slow down a little bit for us, we can squeeze one out and then be that. But as far as women, it's not so as easy. You know, women, they depletion as far as like, you know, their essence and their energy goes to like menopause. So that happens in their 30s or in their 40s, maybe in their 50s, right? I think 30s is maybe too early, but in their 40s and their 50s, right? So that's the difference. So what NoFap is advocating is saying that men, hold on to your sexual energy. Do not look at these erotic images, because now we're going to rewire your brain. We're going to over here it's going to make you fall in love with life all over again. It's going to make you fall in love with the innocence that you had growing up, before you had the pressures of bills, before you had the pressures of going out, before you had the pressures of, you know, anxiety and you not knowing where things was going to happen. It takes you back to the space where, you know, you understood that everything was all right, you know, regardless of what happened. You know, and it takes you back to the space, say, when you first go off to college and you first get that, you know, that taste of the being home and being out and about, enjoying your friends, enjoying your space. It creates that nostalgia. It creates that, you know, feeling all over again. And it manifests in different experiences. So now that you have that type of feeling again, you go into new opportunities and new experiences with more of a readiness, you know, more of a like, let's get it, you know what I mean? So with that being said, it's saying, men, harness your sexual energy, because granted, you'll get benefits too as well. You'll gain more focus about yourself. You'll gain more conviction about yourself. You gain more patience about yourself. You'll gain more of an attitude of abundance about yourself. And that right there is very attractive to both sexes. So the thing is, with NoFap, they have challenges called hard mode, monk mode, easy mode. And basically, hard mode would be like the 90 days and everything. Now, don't get caught up in the challenges, because we all know that once the challenges is broken, that creates a dialogue for you to go back and relapse and do the same things that you did before. So whenever you start something as powerful as this, and even though it has a title to it, back in the day, they'll just call it semen retention, or, you know, just retention. So now there's a title to it, you know, we can kind of conduct it as a challenge. And afterwards, it'll be just, oh, well, I beat the challenge, let me go back. So kind of manifest it and incorporate it within the lifestyle. And out of that, man, I'm telling you, you'll be operating at a higher frequency, at a more abundance frequency. You'll be able to attune yourself to the universe and get rewards for doing the God's diligent work, God's work. Because you have to understand, today, the masculine energy is being perverted into how much money you got, what's on you, what do you have to bring to the table. And even the late great Pimp C always said, it's not what's on you, it's what's in you. So granted, all these guys on YouTube now, they're telling you all these strategies in order to bang women, leave them off to the side, don't care about their conversation, don't take them serious, and all that other type of things, right? The thing is, God needs us to carry out his will, aka the divine masculine energy is God's will, and the feminine divine energy is God's willpower. So God's will is direction, order, direction, order, cooperative, being diplomatic, and servitude. The women's divine, the feminine divine power is to multiply anything that God's will has brought to the table. So granted, if man can't give any structure, if man can't give any order, if man can't give any direction towards his life and towards the life of others, then granted, he can easily be lost. He can easily be manipulated. He can easily just fall victim to life itself and just go day to day, just trying to gain feelings, just trying to gain different high, just trying to gain enticement about himself, but never reaching his goal, never reaching the abundance what life has in store for him, never following within his path. So now that we broke down the feminine and the divine masculine energy, whenever you give a woman something, she'll multiply that times 10 for you. So if you give a woman your seed, she'll give you a family. If you give her groceries, she'll give you dinner. If your state of being is good, or her state of being is good, she'll multiply that for you and add value to your life, and AKA that'll be heaven on earth. If your state of being is bad, or her state of being is bad, she'll multiply that for you, and AKA you'll have a hellish experience. If you have a good state of being and she has a negative state of being, and vice versa, then you create friction. So with that being said, it's always important, it's always wise to understand who you're dealing with and who you decide to lay with, because granted, if a child is spawned unto that, y'all forever yoked, and y'all have to raise that child together. You know, a lot of us, we looking at the exterior because she look fine and everything, and of course you got to be attracted to who you want to be with, you know, as far as, you know, longevity wise, and even, you know, whether that be for a night or whether that be for a month or a couple of years, you gotta be attracted to this person. But yeah, you know, that's just basically a little disclaimer about what NoFap is, and I've been doing this for about 60 days now. Today is my 61st day, so yesterday marked my 60th day, and I'm about to go over what I've experienced in these last 60 days, and then I'll be out of here. You know, y'all can enjoy y'all Sunday night. And yeah. All right, so we went over what is NoFap. So what I've experienced now within these 60 days and my 60th day update is that I have more focus. I have more of an innocence about myself. I have more energy, connecting with people, my body sensitivity, attraction, and gaining the ability to conquer my space effortlessly. So, more focus. So, being that whenever you're on NoFap, your kidneys are related to everything that's two in your body, right? Everything that's two on your body, any duality, whether that be your arms, whether that be your eyes, whether that be your nostrils, whether that be your ears, your kidneys are related to it. So, there's an old saying that says that God judges you by your kidneys. And basically, whenever you retain your seed, your kidneys then generate your genitalias. So genitalias, aka generate your eyes. So what attracts a lot of people, and what attracts women, talking to my men out here, is strong testicles and strong eyes. So whenever you look into a woman's eyes, whenever you give her your attention, you make sure you have a steady, calm type of, you know, attention about yourself. Now, granted, doesn't mean you have to be a deer in the headlights, but understand that, okay, yeah, I'm into it, I'm engaging with you and everything, and that's with anybody. A lot of people, we appreciate, you know, a good, steady, nice eye contact. Now, some people, you might scare them off and everything, but that doesn't mean for you to change your position, because granted, it just tells you, and it gives you an indicator, like, okay, maybe in order to deal with this person a little bit more favorable, because we want to be, we want to not be accessible. The word is we want to be more accommodating to them. You will, you know, kind of be like, okay, next time I'll probably dial it back. I'll probably, you know, take it a little bit, you know, easier on them, because, you know, that might scare them away. But that's just me. That doesn't have to be you. That doesn't have to be how you react to that. So with that being said, I have more of a focus. So I have the ability now to dial in at any moment, whether that be in work, whether that be in my professionalism, whether that be in the gym, whether that be just, you know, having any conversation with any of my peers and everything. I can able to dial in, I can able to keep up with the conversation. I'm not really lagging. At points in times, you know, granted, public speaking, you always want to make sure that you do well and everything. And, you know, it's really no script, so you're speaking more from the heart. But with that being said, I have the ability to do that more calmly. I don't get as nervous. I don't get more, you know, as anxious as I have in the past. So I have more of the ability for more focus. Next is more innocence. So being on NoFap has gained me what more of a lightheartedness and to appreciate nostalgia differently. So now that whenever I go into a situation that may be kind of like, you know, I was in a club, matter of fact. I was in Luna, and it was all these guys, you know, they was like, I don't know what was going on that night. Like, it was a cool night. I think it was the Chris Brown and the Drake R&B party and everything. And there was a lot of guys up in there, like bumping shoulders, like getting real aggressive, like getting, real, body and everything. And I'm looking at them, and I'm like, yo, man, like, what is going on? Like, you feel me? I don't know if people just had too much to drink, but the frequency of it made me think like, okay, something's happening. Something's up right now. I didn't know if it was planetary influence or whatever, but granted, I always, advocate, learn to defend yourself, learn to, because you never know in them type of situations. Me, myself, I do a lot of boxing on my everyday routine and everything. So not to say I look for a fight and everything, but whenever you know how to defend yourself, that gives you a different level of type of confidence. Whenever you're working on yourself. A lot of us, we go off for rage, we go off for just anger and think that's going to last us. But you got to understand, whenever you defending yourself, if you're put in that situation and you going off a rage, your body is working against itself. So whenever you throw in a punch, you get more tired because for one, you're not patient, and for two, you're more angry. So your body's over here, you're throwing all these hits and everything. You might be missing, you might be landing hits and everything, but now you done tired yourself out because of two factors. You're angry and you're not patient with your opponent. So, that's just something to keep in mind whenever you go out here to try to be body and try to defend yourself, and don't take size for granted, because granted that might just be the greatest weapon right there. I take it as the greatest weapon. I ain't, but so big, and but I get big about a week and shit, but that's that's another story. But more so, yeah, I was in the club and everything, and all these guys, they were just getting rowdy, and of course the guy next to me, he was like, bro, what's wrong with bro? I said, bro, just calm down. You know what I mean? Just calm down. You feel me? Ain't nothing gonna come out of that. You feel me? You gonna kicked out of the club. Your girl, she gonna be looking at you. Your face gonna be beat up. You doing this for who? Honor. You feel me? Ain't no honor in acting crazy. Ain't no honor then, trying to goddamn say, oh, yeah, I beat that nigga up and everything. Ain't no honor in that. You feel me? Just calm down. Have a good time. We came here to have a good time. We came here to, enjoy each other's company, enjoy each other's space. So, with that being said, it's just like I have a more of a lighthearted approach to, any facet or, any endeavor and everything. So, and as well as with work, sometimes on the weekends I work at Sam's Club. And basically at Sam's Club, you have a lot of people that come to your cart, and you'll be not really surprised, but I know for my people that work in probably fast food, y'all know how customers can be. They come up, they got the menu in front of them, they're asking you a question that's the answer's right in their face. And I used to be as well, like, I used to get mad, like, bro, like, I used to look at the menu and then read it to them, like, yeah, this, that, and you feel me? Just to, like, kind of make them feel like, yo, like, come on now, look at the menu. But at the same token, now it's just more so, I'd rather talk to them. I'd rather them ask me the question. I'd rather, not necessarily showcase, but I'd rather, just be engaging. And I kind of care about, the response and everything. I kind of care about how I conduct myself. If someone makes, me upset, or if I experience a frustration, I always remind myself to put myself in this space and not to push that out. Not to go looking out for answers or solutions and everything. I kind of just, kind of put that inside and kind of think like, well, you know what, this may be a thought right now, or maybe, I could do this a little bit differently so I don't have to experience this. But, it's more of a space or more of an abundance where it doesn't feel like I got to shoot out or shoot within and everything. It's like, oh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, bet. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of grooving, a little bit of, a little bit of movement in that. So, with being more innocent, I appreciate nostalgia a lot differently. So the thing with nostalgia is basically the things that was back in the day, the things that give you that old time feeling. Whether that mean going to grandma's house, whether that mean going on a dirt road, looking at the trees and everything. I feel like the nostalgia is like different in a sense. So whenever I go outside, whenever I take a walk around the neighborhood, it just feels different. Like I'm looking at the trees, I see the Blue Jays, I see the Cardinals, the cars necessarily. I'm not looking for the people in the car, but it's more so the object moving past me and everything, listening to the sounds of the cars, looking at the fall time weather. I mean, it's very beautiful outside with all these colors changing, and you have the fall time hues. So it's just more of a nostalgia feeling, just like kind of, just walking, taking things in, living in the moment. And, it's very beautiful out here. So, and as well as with music. So a lot of music that I used to listen to from a lot back in the day. Like right now, I'm bumping old Young Thug. I'm bumping old Tyler the Creator. Um, you can find me listening to a little bit like, not old school hip hop. I ain't gonna cap. Like I ain't really been listening to old school hip hop, but I've been listening to like R&B. Like I've been listening to Donald Jones. Donald Jones, I think that's his guy. The name. Um, yeah, but yeah, it just it gives me more of a kind of different perspective on nostalgia. It's more appreciative, but I don't put too much percentage level of my energy into nostalgia because nostalgia can be counterproductive into what you're trying to gain out of life, into your path and everything. If you keep on looking back, you'll never realize what's in front of you and you might miss an opportunity. So I always, take those moments and be like, okay, yeah, like, thank God, thank you for, life. It could go a lot differently. I can't, I could not be here right now. I could be somewhere else doing something, thing. And it kind of makes me appreciative. Like my life right now, I don't really, and I take my hats off to y'all, but in my life, I'm not necessarily paying any bills for rent right now. I'm in school. I don't necessarily have to look, when my next meal is coming. And not to say that the people that's not in my position are doing that, because granted, I understand that, a lot of my peers were very responsible. We're very proactive in our paths and our lifestyle. So we know what comes with this being alone and being grown and, trying to get to where we want to go. You got to have some type of finance about yourself. You got to have some type of stability about yourself, a type of routine to uphold where you're trying to get to. But in my life right now, where a lot of people may take it for granted, like, damn, shit hard, I could easily see how shit is easy for me. Things are easier for me. You know what I mean? Yo, what's good? Hook, what's poppin'? So, yeah, man, it's dope. You know what I mean? So, I really ain't got, a lot to complain about. I got Flex. We got these nice food trucks out here. I'm around a lot of beautiful women out here, you feel me? It's a lot of smiles. A lot of, it's a couple frustrations out here because I ain't naive. But at the same token, it's just more so I'm appreciative of what I got around me. So that's more innocence. Now we're going to more energy. So I was staying exercising longer. I'm not as tired and being engaging with people. So whenever I go to the gym, I just have a lot more energy. What I do, I knock out about 3 sets on incline, decline, and the standard as far as like benching and everything, right? So with that, I'm not tired after that. I'm starting to incorporate. I incorporated doing dips and then doing about a couple sets of push-ups, and then I go into the boxing bag, right? So after that, I'm still, I still got energy. Like I could still do that 2 times over. Not immediately, because I ain't gonna, that's cap. Like give it 30 minutes, an hour. But granted, if I needed to, I can do it over again. So one thing that I think I'm gonna start doing is within the morning, I'm gonna start doing 2-a-days when it comes to boxing on the bag and everything, because I really want to perfect my hook. And I don't know, it's just more so whenever you're on the bag and just for my boxers out here, I got a lot of tension in my shoulders. And if man, you don't hold tension in your shoulders, because once you hold tension in your shoulders, it can constrict your punch and everything. So always keep your shoulders loose, and then whenever you coming in like that, just dance with the bag and make sure you hitting it. Make sure you kiss that shoulder right there, and make sure you following up with there. Make sure you getting that hook in. Make sure you put that hip in when you going into a body shot. Things of that sort. It's love, man. Like straight up. So I just find enjoyment, within that. And shout out to my boxers out there. Shout out to my fighters, man. I love this shit. But yeah, I'm not as tired. I'm not really as tired. I just have a lot more energy. Whenever I do happen to fall asleep, it doesn't take me long to fall asleep at all. I can fall into a deep slumber like that. And that's something that, I notice whenever you start to, I'm not going to say gain more testosterone, but whenever you just retain your seed, for my gentlemen, you can fall asleep a lot faster. Like how they do intermittent fasting, they have this thing called like intermittent sleeping, where you could like sleep for like 2 to 3 hours and still conduct business at a high proficient level. I think Elon Musk does it. I'm not sure what the term coined is for that type of sleep pattern, but that's the type of sleep pattern. So I'm not as tired and I have more energy to engage with people. So I could be in class, I could go to a meeting, I could go to the gym, still engage with all my guys. Now personally, I'm not the highly extroverted guy. Like I do love my level of introvertness. I do love, to be to myself at times and, kind of thing, just take things in and kind of analyze things from a distance. I don't like to put myself out there 24/8, you know what I mean, every single moment of the day because I never, have any energy for me at the end of the day. But with that being said, now, I can engage a lot more. You know what I mean? I can be a little bit more extroverted. As far as talking with people, I don't have to be as serious. I don't have to be so cut and dry. I could, kind of be more relatable, have a little bit more relativeness. Talking with the guys, granted, I'm keeping up, with, current politicking. We politicking about music, politicking about sports. As far as the ladies go, you feel me? It's more so of a comfortability that I can just say a joke with them and everything. I can kind of laugh. I can appreciate their sense of humor. I'm not really objectifying them from like, damn girl, like what that mouth do, like I'm hearing like, damn, you feel me, where your head at, like where you want to go in life and shit, you feel me, like Grant, what's up, you got an opportunity for me, granted, because we all people at the end of the day and we all capable of something that we can all bring to the table, and it's beautiful, you know what I mean? So just with that being said, I'm more appreciative to anybody that enters my space. I honor their existence, and I make sure, I don't walk on eggshells, but I don't put myself in this space or put myself in the frequency to be like, oh, well, y'all niggas ain't doing this and you ain't doing that, so who you to tell me? Like, nah, hell no. Like, shit, come holler at me. Like, let's rap for a minute. Let's talk about some things for a minute. Like, what's going on in your life? How the family doing? How the kids doing? Talk. Like, because a lot of us, we ain't doing that no more. You know what I mean? We just go, go alone. You feel me? Like, yeah, if you feel me? Like, what's the move? Where we at with it? You feel me? Then we about to turn up. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, YOLO, let's get lit. You know what I mean? On my mama. But, aside from that, man, a lot of us, we don't sit down, we don't talk with each other. I was just with my partners, Easy, shout out to Easy, and my boy Shaq, shout out to Shaq. And, man, we was at his crib and everything, and we literally talked for 3 hours. It started off as just, us checking out Shaq's spot because we ain't been there yet. But, man, we sat down, we literally talked about everything. We talked about who's the best top 50 right now, who's the top number 5, you feel me? Talking about, why Drake is the GOAT, why Drake is not the GOAT, you feel me? Alliteration, we started talking about, women, where we see marriage going. We talked about where, the different modalities and things that we can bring to the table as far as like, how we experience friendship and everything. Like, we got the gift to tell a young partner, hey, yo, bro, you feel me? Go over here and get that for me, then bring it back. And then as well, we realize that there ain't no real big homie, because if you a real understanding what a big homie is, if you a true big homie, you don't never send nobody on to go get something for you. You always go with them, and you make sure that it's over here executed the way it needs to be done, you feel me? You over here show them the way, you lead the way, you make that walk with them, you take that ride with them. So, you know what I mean? It's just like more so, yeah, we were just engaging, man. And you feel me? It was just been a minute since we had a good conversation like that, because we always on the move. We always, on Eventbrite, trying to get these tickets in, trying to, get, the free joint in and everything, making sure we hit the club at a time, make sure we turn up a little bit time, you feel me, pre-gaming, and then walking in and, basically having fun, hit the cookout line, hit the damn Wendy's line, whatever the place may be open at the time. Then we over here might hit, 2K Yates, Joan, that's like 2 to 5, and then we back at the crib and, boom, we don't see each other for another week until like the weekend, because we all got our lives and shit. So, I mean, it's just more so, it's like, this is a great segue into the next one, talking about connecting with people. So, connecting with people, I have more heart-to-heart conversations that are more insightful. Politicking with my partners is more love shared between us, and I'm finding the beauty in women and men easier. So, basically, just connecting with all different types of people. I feel like I be feeling like, them doggone Disney Channel movies when we used to look up where you could be in like California, but you forget that you can be in like you got like the Hispanics around you, you got the blacks around you, you got the I feel like sometimes I be in New York with the Italians around me, with the Jamaicans around me, with the Africans around me. Like I appreciate the diversity of America. You feel me? Like a lot more, and it just feel like that. Like I don't feel like, oh, this is The Wire. I don't feel like this is BET. Like I feel like damn, like this is like the World Channel. You feel me? And like we in like this melting pot, and everybody's just got like they dope, they dope ethnicity and everything. Like seeing Asian women, seeing Arabs, seeing Europeans, seeing African people, just seeing like people from all descents, and they just coming around. You feel me? And they just showcasing their origin, showcasing what they are. Like this shit is dope. Like, this shit is dope. Yeah, that shit is dope. But it's just straight, man. Like just seeing everybody like just be themselves and be like who they are and everything like that. And it's just like it's straight. And the thing is, they approaching you, they talking with you, you just gaining more insight on, where they from, gaining more insight on their thought process, getting more insight on just, who they are as a being. And it just really puts you in the space where it's just like, man, like, shit, like, hell yeah, like, you looking forward to tomorrow and everything. You don't know who you gonna run into. And like I said, I ain't the most extroverted person, so I ain't about to walk up to everybody and be like, hey, what's going on? My name's Malik, I do know that. Nah, I'm just, I'm a strong believer, don't chase it, let it come to you. And with that type of being, with this type of energy, you attract a lot more people that come to you. So whenever you attract them, you feel me, you kind of get their vibe. Now, not all vibes are positive or, not all vibes are welcoming. But at the same token, you take it with a grain of salt and you keep it moving. So, it's fun. It's definitely fun. Heart-to-heart conversations are very insightful. So whenever somebody's expressing their grievances to me or expressing their congratulations to me as far as, within their life, it's just more so like, it's good. I can really sense, what they took and what it meant to them and where they are now. And they find themselves, like kind of opening up to me. They might say some things they probably wish they wouldn't say, but, granted, it's like, it's not about secrecy or anything, though I can't hold water, but it's just that they feel that comfortable to open that up to me and everything and share that with me, and I honor them for that. And I'll never take that for granted. I'll never take that just slight, and be slight of the hand and be like, oh, that's anybody. Like, nah, what I mean? That's dope, and I feel very honored and privileged for them to share those type of experiences and that type of insight with me and express themselves as such. Politicking with my partners, like I said, man, you feel me? It's just more so of a open dialogue. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of my boys, they still do some stuff that, that, might get on my nerves time for time. That might frustrate me. But the bigger picture of it, like, these my boys, you feel me? I ride for my dogs, you know what I mean? Granted, even if the world against us, even if it's war, even if it's love, peace, and happiness, you feel me? I'm riding in that joint with them. You know what I mean? I got their back 100. So, it's just more so with that type of level of respect. And, it's just more so, I'm looking forward to us to being men. Like, I'm looking forward for us, whenever we all got our vehicles, whenever we all, starting our families and everything. I grew up seeing my dad and a lot of his partners, they came together. They'll watch the game, on Thursday night football sometimes, and then boom, it'd be, they'll come over to the house. My dad used to cook out. My mom, she had her friends and everything, so I just seen them. And, I ain't gonna say they did it the right or wrong way, but they did it their way. And their way, it was just like black love, you feel me, black excellence. The wife and men. It really wasn't a lot of single people. But even the single people came through and, you feel me, they had a good time. And, it was just like, I just see that and I envision that for me and my partners and everything. You feel me? That it can be a day where we not really like, stressing. We ain't gotta have the whole, even though we can have a bottle and everything, granted, but it ain't just us in a bottle. You feel me? It's an abundance of, just, love and peace and happiness going around us. You feel me? It's a whole bunch of realness going around us. It's one of them type of parties like, you might can't get in. You feel me? You might got, it's just, you might just have to know somebody, but it's that type of respect amongst us and everything. You feel me? It's peace and love. You feel me? So at the same token, I envision that for us. And finding beauty in women and men is very easy. easily accessible. Man, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of this images that we see online, a lot of this stuff that people are preaching, on the internet, or people preaching on, reality TV, some good, some bad. Like I could tell whenever we feel a certain type of way, or we feel like we perceive the situation to be something that it may not. We might recite a song lyric to us to kind of gain a bit of a confidence about ourselves. And I always say that we all got the same growing pains, and you don't want to ever make someone else growing pains your growing pain, because they didn't ever have the same experience that you have. 9 times out of 10, they did. We all got a story. You know what I mean? It ain't about who had it worse or who had it better and everything, but we all got a story and everything like that. So I kind of see that sometimes with us, that we might, do a little bit of reciting little lyrics, but on the side of it, like, I could see the beauty in us too. I could see that, this woman is a healer. Like, this man, is a, teacher. This person is a confidant. I can confide in this person. This person works diligent. This person is very, intelligent. This person is very nurturing. You know what I mean? Like, on both sides. So, it's dope. Now we're going into body sensitivity. So being on NoFap, this is a 60-day update. My body is way sensitive to sugars, and I could easily get a contact by being around smoke, right? So my body's like, granted, you understand, like, my lifestyle, like, it's a lot of routinely exercising in my lifestyle. You feel me? So, and you gotta understand the reason that I do this is because the sexual urges on NoFap is real. Like, I'm telling you, the sensitivity in your body, I'm talking about in your whole body, like, it ain't nothing, and nothing that's important, but it's nothing to, get an urge. It's nothing to feel aroused. It's nothing to, like, be ready to go on any moment's notice. You know what I mean? So with that being alone, if you're ready to go at any moment's notice, but you got to understand that you might not have, oh, wow, what's up? You might not have somebody that's, like, around you 24/7 to express that urge, or to get that urge off, or, to have that type of intimacy. Then what do? You're more inclined to start relapsing and going back to what you used to do. So the thing is that your sexual energy has to be transmuted into activity, into your creativity, into something that, could refrain you from relapsing. So with that being said, what I do is I go out, I exercise and I work out. I stay more focused on my academics and things of that sort, trying to gain more opportunities as far as financial income, just speaking out with people, and that's how I transmute my energy. So with that being said, I sweat a lot. I continuously to sweat a lot. And my body's gotten very sensitive, like, the sugar. Like, it was one time, like, I can't drink no soda. Drinking a soda before going to bed, or, drinking a soda, anything, I get the shakes. Like, I definitely get the shakes. Like, I have a bad headache and everything. It bothered me for a minute, because I was like, come on, man. Like, you feel me? Like, come on, man. This shit lame. Like, you telling me I can't have a Mountain Dew? You tell me I can't have a Pepsi? I gotta have a damn headache to come with that? Come on now. Like, that shit ain't. But then again, like, it's a scale. Like, work out, you feel me, and kind of be body positive and shape your aesthetics to the way you want it to be, or say forget that, or drink more soda and just be pleased with that level of satisfaction that you could drink a soda and everything and it tastes so good. So it weighs out, you feel me? It's a scale. It's a scale and everything, and basically, body just a lot more sensitive to sugars and the things that could that's probably not necessarily as good for you. So going on to the next one, easily get a contact being around smoke. So like I said, I'm a previous smoker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, ain't no shame in that. Shame and guilt is of the lower vibration. Y'all heard me say before, do not ever feel shame or guilt. Because if you didn't know, if ain't nobody ever tell you, then granted, you feel me, you don't know. And shame and guilt is of the lowest vibration. You can attribute that to the Hawkins scale. The Hawkins scale is vibrations leading all the way up to enlightenment being the highest one. And shame and guilt is of the lowest vibration. So never feel shame or guilt for something you don't know. Never feel shame or guilt for something you don't practice. Never feel shame or guilt for a behavior that you may have picked up, which is in favor or may not be in your favor. You feel me? That's just what it is. You feel me? And if you always have the decision, you always have the free will, you always have the intention to change something about yourself, to change something about your environment, to change something about your lifestyle. If it's not, in alignment with what you envision for yourself or within your path or within you, on a deeper level. So never feel shame or guilt. But with that being said, I'm a previous smoker, right? And granted, I'm thinking I've smoked previously, a couple of days ago, and it didn't work out for me. Now within like the past 30 days, like I smoked like two times, right? So yeah, like what I mean, I did that, and it just didn't. It was cool. It was definitely cool. You feel me? At that time, like the music was sounding good. I was just in a different vibration. I was real chill. But smoking after a while, if you don't smoke, and smoking weed, man, it makes you passive. Like for me, and I know my partners, they be like, it's all in your head and everything. You feel me? You wasn't like this before. You wasn't saying this before. But you got to understand, my lifestyle is different. I sweat a lot more. I do a lot more. I work on myself a lot more. I'm not that same person back in the day. So, of course, it's going to hit me differently because my lifestyle was differently back in the day compared to what it is now. So, being that said, it's like, kind of made me a little passive and everything. Kind of made me a little bit, after the fact, the day after, it kind of made me a lot more tired. Like, I was like real sleepy and everything. I needed to get some things done. It became a little bit more frustrating, and, things of that sort. So, with that being said, yeah, I'm cutting smoking out the picture, and I don't drink. So, that's out the picture. Like, that's one thing. If you're a true smoker, like, you don't really drink like that. You know what I mean? Like, drinking, you might drink a beer. Like, I love a beer and everything, but my vices is straight vacation. Like, you feel me? Like, if I'm going on vacation, yeah, I'll definitely spark one up. I might pull one up with you and everything like that. You feel me? Just because we on vacation, we having a good time. But as far as like, every other weekend and shit like that, nah, I'm good on that shit. But I easily get a contact being around that shit. I easily get a contact being around smoke. So I could be around smoke, and basically it's just, it's something. It's something, what I mean? Still smell good and everything, but I come out of there at a deficit. I come out of there, my eyes low, eyes red. I'm not as sharp as I want to be, and I don't have that dial-in focus at a moment's notice that I like to have. So, with that being said, moving forward, in my lifestyle, if I know an environment has smoke on it, if I know somebody, if I know that I'm about to walk into a place that's definitely going to be filled with, a lot of weed smoke, I'm probably 9 times out of 10 not even going to enter. Like, I'll probably wait outside, wait in the car, things of that sort, you feel me? So that's just strictly like probably, just club environments, lounge environments, you feel me? You might find me in. But as far as like a house party, as far as like something like that, that's out the window. Because that shit get all in your hair, get all in your follicles, all in your eyes. You go out, Granted, like I said, no shame or no guilt. It's just different for me, speaking for me. You know what I mean? And, I understand, we all sensitive. We just display it differently. My sensitivity, I don't react as to my sensitivity as quick as, I've seen others have. But, the thing is, I always preach that before it get light, it got to get dark. So them people can push out darkness a lot faster and can be in a lighter space, whereas I might kind of inhibit that darkness and I kind of might fester that in me and then push down a later date, and I might, be a little bit more toxic than those other people. But sensitivity is expressed differently and everything. So with that being said, I never downplay anybody's sensitivity and be like, oh yeah, well, you shouldn't be feeling that sensitive because of that, just because I do this. You know what I mean? It's just displayed differently. And if anything, like I said, I accommodate. So, getting in contact of being around smoke is very easily for me. I try to stray away from it, try to, just be like, hey, now, like, oh, okay. If I know what I'm getting myself into, I just, say deuces, or I'll wait outside, wait in the car, just keep it moving. On to the next one, and this was this next before last. We go into attraction. So it's more women attraction, and I gain more trustworthiness amongst my peers. So with that being said, I gain like a lot more women attraction. One thing is that I noticed that in my posture, I sit up a lot more. My shoulders are rolled back a lot more. Walking into just any environment, it's just more so like, a walk with confidence. It's a slow, not a slow pace walk, 'cause I don't be walking slow, but I pace myself. Like, like I definitely like pace myself. I definitely like, go in, just, relax and everything. Relax my shoulders, because you understand a lot of stress is built up in your shoulders and everything. And we just expressed that before. For all my boxers out there, for all the guys that fight, don't have tight shoulders, because when you over here have tight shoulders and you're trying to throw a punch, you'll tire yourself out a lot faster. So with that being said, I roll my shoulders back more, just my posture, my energy is more, welcoming. A lot of women are attracted. Now you gotta understand that everything out there ain't good for you. You know what I mean? Everything out there, all glitter and gold ain't gonna be good for you. So, with that being said, I ain't never naive to the fact. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, it's very flattering, and I appreciate that shit a lot. Even me being a Leo, y'all know we like attention. But aside from that, it's, I just take it with a grain of salt. Like, you know what I mean? I kind of say what's up, whole conversation, make sure, shorty doing all right. Make sure my partner's doing all right as too, you feel me? And, I just live my life, you know what I mean? I got a goal, I got aspirations out here I'm trying to get to. You know what I mean? I want this, my bag to look a little different. I want, my position to be a little bit more important. You know what I mean? I want to have a little bit more respect, as far as like my peers, my external references, and as well as internally for myself. And, just showcasing self-love and self-worthiness, worthiness, and advocating more positivity. So, yeah, I get a lot more women attraction, and it's definitely cool and everything. Because you gotta understand, the feminine energy is about receiving, the masculine energy is about pushing out. You can even see that even when you give a woman your seed, you're pushing that out, and her egg receives it in. The feminine energy is not just solely to a woman, as well as the masculine energy is not solely to the man. You can see that on your natal chart. Your feminine may be like a 7, and your masculine may be 5. So with that being said, you receive a lot more influences, man or female, or you can push out a lot more influence, man or female. So it's a yin and yang to it, you know what I mean? So granted, don't everything because feminine is just solely dedicated to the women. Now a man could have a lot of feminine, but feminine is not the way you see it. Don't be indoctrinated into that third dimension level of thinking. Feminine energy is about receiving, masculine energy is about pushing out. So receiving abundance, receiving blessings, receiving rewards, receiving grace, receiving opportunity is of the feminine energy. Pushing out direction, pushing out order, pushing out a message, pushing out expression is of the masculine energy. Both sexes are capable of doing both. So, as well as with the attraction, I gain more trustworthiness. So a lot of people, they're just more trustworthy as far as like as far as like just leaving me with different information. You know what I mean? Whether that be within their lifestyles, whether that mean, having a different opportunity, whether that mean, just something that's between us. I have a lot more trustworthiness, opportunities that, I'm faced with. And it's dope, you know what I mean? People, give me messages, ask me, for different insights as far as like how to, find my natal chart, and pose different questions that, I might, have my experience, because, I've been through some things, and I got a lot of experience, just in life in general. And, and not to say I know it all, because I don't come off as that, but if I could be of a help, of a service, I do so. So I've gained a lot more trustworthiness amongst my peers, amongst my family, and it's very it's cool. Like, I appreciate it, you know what I mean, and I'm honored by it, because I can compare it to what I used to be, and I can compare it to say that, like, man, maybe I was, a bit of a jerk at times. Maybe, I was, and this is all about being self accountability. I was a bit of a jerk at times. I was a bit of a hole at times. I was a bit of a, catty at times, and I could see why people, wouldn't trust me with it. But you gotta understand that people want to see the best in you. Now, not everybody has your best intentions at heart, but for your peers and for the people that love you and for the people that honor you, they want to see the best for you and everything. So once you start displaying such, once they see that you've been working on yourself, then they too want to, come in and, show their congratulations and as well, be a part of your life all over again. And your ego could come out and be like, yeah, you feel me now. But at the same token, the God in you is all about acceptance. And you accept those people in, with loving arms and, with warm heart and with warm space. And, you just, appreciate that because we all not here on this earth. We just here for a little bit shorter time. I said it earlier in the live. I talked about Joe Pera talks you to sleep. And if you look online, this is a Adult Swim show. But if you look online, Joe Pera talks to sleep. He has a notion in there within the video saying that if we're all so insignificant, if the universe is so grand and we are all so insignificant, then why would you disappoint somebody that cares about you? You know what I mean? So with that being said, it's like, you don't want to, disappoint, anybody that does that. Marcus Glenn, you preach it like your daddy, my God. Do your thing. Appreciate you, Mr. Glenn. Thank you. Appreciate you. Shoot, but, why would you ever want to disappoint anybody? If the universe is so big and so grand and we're all so insignificant, why would you ever want to disappoint anybody that cares about you? So, with that being said, you just gain more trustworthiness amongst your peers, amongst your friends, and, you carry out that doctrine because we all got work here to do. Like, this universe is not in our favor. This wants to be in the video. All right, this is new. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Yeah. But yeah, you gain a lot more trustworthiness about yourself. It's blinking at it. Yep. All right, and last but not least, you gain the ability to conquer your space effortlessly. So with that being said, is that you're less reactive, you're calmer, you speak with conviction. So whenever being in your space, you gotta understand that whenever you go outside, you have a lot of outside is AKA chaotic energy. So with being, in the chaotic energy, oh, it's from the live video, I guess. Okay, all right. Well, we tried to shag, you feel me? So, maybe next time. So whenever you're outside, you experience, a lot of chaotic energy. And chaotic energy is just basically people in their own space. They have, their own thoughts process. They have their own mentalities, they have their own moralities. They go about life differently, right? So you go outside and you have tens, thousands of people doing this all at once, right? So for anyone that can create, a level of anxiety, that can create a level of unease, you know what I mean? But that's why it's so important, and this is what this is referring to know thyself, know who you are, know your space, know how you react, know your reactions, and know what may entice you to get out your position. So once you know yourself, once you understand that, then you can work to be in a calmer space. You could work to be in a space that's more appreciative to you. You could work in a space that you could find abundance, you could find gaiety, you could find love, and you could find more happiness within your every moment. So with no fat, with semen retention, I've gained the ability to conquer my space effortlessly. So I can be in a room full of chaos, like just like in the club. Granted, all these guys were, getting rowdy, getting bowdy, and I was just sitting back, being cool, being copacetic. And I was like, and I had my partners around me. I had my boy over here on my left. I had my partner on the right, and I had one of my partners behind me. And we just cool. Granted, I like to just stand, stand in my position. I'm just like this. I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, man, you feel me? If somebody over here nudge, make sure you solid. You stay go. You stay your ground. Don't over here get swayed. Don't get pulled and pushed around. You feel me? You stay in your ground. If you gotta extend your hand out, like, hey, y'all keep that shit over there. You make sure you keep that shit over there. Make sure you see who you talking to. You know what I mean? So it's just more so. I ain't know. Hey, they're getting tricked out of their position. Other guys they or other people they might you might have a conversation with people and they want to rush you and goddamn hey, yeah, hurry up. You feel me? You could just easy like, yeah, so look away. What I do sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, cool, all right. And I just, yeah, I laugh at it and be like, yeah, so I wrap it up. Cause granted, you feel me? Like, yeah, okay, well, shit, hey, if anything, bottom line is X, Y, Z. You feel me? And then boom, you lead that on. Because once you peak chaotic energy like that, if you start to dive into it, then you get back what you deserve. So if you start to partake in some things that's like of that nature, when people rush you or when your people, places, and things, they over here, don't want to hear what you got to say, or they don't want to, whenever you're just expressing yourself, being of expression, and that could be in any facet. Whenever it's getting caught with opposition, I would suggest that, you know what, granted, acknowledge it internally, end it off XYZ. If you need, if getting your point across is something to you, or even if it's not getting, even if a point is nothing to you, you know what the main thing is, whatever you put in, you get out. So if you keep on diving in, like, well, nah, you gonna listen to me. I got this to say. I got this to say. You're gonna get that same chaotic energy back. It's gonna always, kind of produce friction amongst you. It's gonna always produce, whatever. So, with that being said, I've gained the ability to conquer my space effortlessly, and that's being less reactive, that's being calmer, and that's being more so speaking with conviction. So, speaking with conviction just means to say what you mean and mean what you say. You know what I mean? So, I get I get a little sometimes frustrated. I be hearing, oh, slack, cap, no cap, slack, cap. You know what I mean? I'd be like, man, if you don't got you don't say what you trying to say, man. What you trying to say? So, you know what I mean? It's just like, just speak with conviction. Say what you mean and mean what you say. You know what I mean? Don't, a lot of people, we might have ulterior motives and everything. So we might say one thing and mean something totally different. A lot of people, they like to play that mind games. They like to do that indirect thing. So say if somebody's frustration with you, they might create a whole storyline that's pertaining to the situation that's in front of them. But instead of addressing you directly and saying, I didn't appreciate this, or this made me feel like this type of way, they express it like that. Now, granted, when you do that, that's annoying to me, but granted, I understand it because it's just a tool or it's a method in order not to trick yourself out of position. Before it gets dark, before it gets light, it got to get dark. So if you can kind of finagle that or finesse that, within that being indirect, then you're being indirect, and if that's a way to get it off your chest, then who am I to say that you should do it differently? You know what I mean? So it's just how I, what's my preference at the end of the day. And acknowledging that I could accommodate it with, okay, yeah, I understand. You feel me? Well, if I was to tell that friend or to tell that person, I would say this, that, and the fourth. You know what I mean? And it's like we still getting the same message across. We still reached our goal. We still ratified the situation. So it's just being able to speak with conviction. That's my preference, and that's what I advocate, and that's what I promote. To speak with conviction, say what you mean and mean what you say, and to follow up through action, stand on it. A lot of us, we got a lot of, we could manifest a lot of empty words, and with that being said, it takes people, from it takes, the trustworthiness out of you. It takes, the honor from you and everything. Now, I understand that we all got great intentions. We might be a little bit too quick at the mouth. We might have a little bit more promises than we can expect. But if you find yourself in that situation, as well, take the responsibility to say, listen, I can't make it today. I have another obligation that came up. If we can do this another time, let's do it another time. You know what I mean? I don't believe leaving anybody in the dark. Just as well as you could say yes to something, you could say, listen, I got something else to do. So it's just speaking with conviction, being honest with yourself, and having that place of abundance. Yeah, I understand the fear of disappointing someone. I understand the fear of being perceived as, a jerk, or being perceived as um, unlikable. But for the people that are really down for you, for the people that really appreciate you and honor you and understand who you are and what you, here and what you're trying to do, then, they'll work with you. You know what I mean? And those are people that you want to keep around. Those are people that you want to, make sure that, you call them time from time. And you say, how you doing? And, make sure, you check up on them. And those are people, that's in it for the long haul. We we got a lot of temporary relationships here. We got a lot of temporary experiences. So within that temporariness, you know, let's make the most out of it. Let's give each other a lot more love. Let's give each other a lot more warmth. Let's give each other a lot more, time, a lot more abundance. It's not a competition. You know what I mean? Because at the same token, we all got a path, and we all over here trying to reach the egg. We all trying to get back to the source energy. We all trying to reach that level of enlightenment. Ain't no competition. Don't make anybody make you feel like it's a competition. If you find something that resonates with your state of being, then you do something differently. You feel me? Or you add to the message. You add to the cause. You express yourself as and such. If you find something that's friction, you deduct from it. That's basically the whole art of spirituality, is the art of deduction. So your wants and your needs are your wants and your needs. But you gotta understand is that whenever you don't want or need anything, then you're in the spirit of being abundant. You're okay with as things are. And once it needs, whenever you don't want to need, that's in the esoteric realm. That's in the fourth, fifth, sixth dimension, as like weightlifting, aka quote from Delo Dupala, man. It's like, you weightlifting, you know what I mean? It's just like you really got a lot of spiritual strength. You don't want to have any wants and needs. You feel me? Um you don't need to showcase your masculinity. You don't need to showcase how feminine you are. Want to you don't have the want to always want to be on top of everything. You don't have the want and always saying that I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. You know what I mean? It's just, whenever you just live life, and for me, personally, I gotta take it day by day. That's just some people got the luxury, they can over here say this is what it is, and boom, it be like that for the rest of their life and everything like that. You feel me? Me, I got, personally, I take it day by day because that works best for me. And that goes along with my Venus. Your Venus is how to love. If you ever look in your natal chart, and if you ever got like Venus, Virgo, and Venus, um, Venus is deliberated in Virgo. So they hate to Virgo. Venus hates to be in Virgo because Virgo is analytical, and love wants to be love. You feel me? Love wants to be free. Love wants to be abundant. So my love comes with being like, like kind of analytical. So basically, if I see I can be inclined, or I can be more in line to, if I meet a person, or meet, like a female, or meet, any relationship that I have, I can already see, oh man, yeah, this ain't gonna work out. This ain't gonna, nah, this ain't gonna, oh, this will work out. This is the one. This is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? I could easily jump off the deep end a lot easier than other people. So for me, it's always wise to take it day by day. You know what I mean? Just because you never really know a person. It takes about a couple months to know anybody. You know what I mean? It takes like a month. It takes maybe 2 months to understand somebody. You know what I mean? If you think you're going to figure out somebody, or you just got it like that because you met them within an hour, and you'll never know what they would have went through in previous hour or in the previous week. You never know if they were just battling hardships and you just caught them at a very vulnerable moment. You never know if they had everything going for them and you caught them at the top of their peak. You know what I mean? So it's always wise. You don't want to jump off the deep end. You know what I mean? You just got to take it, I take it day by day. Understand people because, yeah, we all got vibes, we all got vibrations, but we all got the intentions and the willpower to change the vibration and to change your intentions and to become a better version of yourself. So to write someone off because you might have a frustrating experience with them or just an experience with them that was unfavorable, um, shows that granted, you might not be deserving of that relationship if it turns out to be something that of beauty and of bliss. You might not be deserving of it. But on the vice versa end, if you stick with it, give them the benefit of the doubt. And granted, not everybody, if they keep showing you the same thing over and over again, like I said, art of deduction and spirituality, deduct yourself from it, be abundant. But if they show you something differently on the days to come, on the weeks to come, like I said, it takes about a month or two to know anybody, then, shit, give them a chance, give them a chance. And vice versa, they're giving you a chance, you feel me? So they're making you significant and you're making them significant. And if we're all so small in this universe, so significant in this grand scheme of things, why would you ever want to disappoint the people that care about you? You know what I mean? Why would you take them for granted? So that's all I got today. This is my NoFap 60-day update. Um looking back on this live, this is my first time I ever tried to add somebody to it at their request. If you ever did want to be added to the live and everything, I'm probably gonna wait to the end on that. So just moving forward, basically, if you ever did want to add to the live, I welcome anybody that ever wants to add to the live or, come on and, we can do like the half screen type of thing. But I ask that you wait to the end. And if I do see the request, I'll let you know if we're near the end or if we just started or within the middle somewhere. But yeah, yeah, I appreciate that, and I welcome all that. I welcome all that. If you ever want to chat, if you ever want to, talk, if you ever want to, just hang out, get some food to eat, because that's one of my thing. That's one I think my new vices now. I just want to try out different foods, like I like dynamite, shrimp, and everything. You feel me? Um, if you ever want to, shoot, just go out, get a drink. I don't drink, alcohol in it. But you ever want to just go out, just hang out, you feel me? Whether that be exercise, whether that be walk, whether that be, hit a concert up, whether that be, hit downtown up, whatever that may be. Go get something to eat. It doesn't matter, you feel me? Just, read a book, go to Barnes and Nobles or whatever, chill, hang out, go to the mall, meet up with a couple friends, whatever, you feel me? Hit me up, you know what I mean? So, I'm just, just extending myself out there, you feel me? And yeah, peace and love and blessings, man. I pray that, and this is a good week for everybody. We're here on fall break here at North Carolina Central. So, to all my people that's on break right now, be safe out there. Be mindful. Everybody, and just have a good time and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself and enjoy your space. Enjoy the people around you. And as far as my peers, as far as my family, as far as my, God's children, my people out here, man, y'all stay blessed, stay abundant, stay focused, persevere, and do what y'all got to do, man. You feel me? So, sending all the love, positivity, the blessings out there to y'all. And thank y'all for tuning in and watching my live. I appreciate it. I'm very grateful. This has been my NoFap 60-day update. I will be coming live again for my NoFap 90-day update, and as well, till that point, I'll still be going live every other Sunday too as well. So check me out. I got a lot more to talk about, a lot more to give you, and yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Thank y'all. So y'all take it easy. Peace.